Dear student, today we will see chapter number 2, parallel lines. Let's start. What are parallel lines? The lines in the same plane which do not intersect each other are called parallel lines. Okay? If the lines do not meet each other, then those lines are called as parallel lines. Let's say example. Here we have line L and here we have another line M, and you can see that line L and line M do not meet each other, do not intersect each other. Even the distance between those two lines is same. Such lines are called as parallel lines. So in this figure, line L and line M are parallel lines. Symbolically, we can write this as line L parallel line M. You can see there are two vertical lines. That is a symbol for parallel line. So you can say that line L parallel line M. What is a transversal? If a line intersects given two lines in two distinct points, then that line is called a transversal of those two lines. Let's say example. Here we have line L. Here we have another line M. And you can see that both the lines are intersected by a third line X. And you can see that line X intersect line L and line M at point A and B respectively. So this line X intersect line L and M at two different points. Therefore, line X is a transversal of line L and line M. Angles made by a transversal. If a line intersect two lines at two different points, then 8 angles are formed. Let's say example, here we have line L and line M, and they are intersected by a line X. So here line X is a transversal of line L and M, and this transversal forms 4 angles with lines L and M. Let's see, here we have angle A, that is the first angle, angle B, second angle, angle C, that is third angle, angle D, fourth angle, fifth angle is E, sixth angle is F, seventh angle is G, and eighth angle is H. So total here we have 8 angles in this figure. So make a note, if any transversal intersect two lines at a different points, then 8 angles are formed. These angles are grouped in different pairs of angles. Let's study the pairs. What are pairs of corresponding angles? Look at the figure. In this figure, line X is transversal of line L and M. There are 8 angles in this figure. Make a note, corresponding angles are on the same side of a transversal. You can see the transversal X. To the left hand side of transversal X, there are 2 pairs of corresponding angles. Let's see, here angle A and angle E. They are on the left hand side of transversal X, and it is the first pair of corresponding angle in this figure. Now here we have more 2 angles to the left hand side of transversal X. They are angle D and angle G. And angle D and angle G is the next pair of corresponding angles. So here we saw that there are 2 pairs of corresponding angles to the left hand side of transversal X. Similarly, we have 2 more pairs of corresponding angle to the right hand side of transversal X. They are angle B and angle F is the third pair of corresponding angle, and angle C and angle H is the next pair of corresponding angles. So total we have 4 pairs of corresponding angle, 2 pairs on one side of a transversal X and 2 pairs on the other side of transversal X. And if line L and M are parallel, then corresponding angles formed in this figure will be congruent. So angle A congruent to angle E, angle D congruent angle G, angle B congruent angle F, and angle C congruent angle H. So you can see that all four pairs of corresponding angles are congruent. Why? Since line L and line M are parallel. Pairs of interior angles. Here we have a figure. In this figure, line X is transversal of line L and line M. There are two pairs of interior angles in this figure. Interior, you can see the word interior. Interior means inside. So there are four angles inside the parallel line L and M. They are angle D, angle C, angle F, and angle E. These four angles will form two pairs of interior angles in this figure. So here we have the first figure, first pair of interior angles, angle D and angle E. You can see that angle D and angle E are inside the parallel lines and they are on the same side of a transversal. So angle D and angle E is first pair of interior angles. Now we have more two angles inside this parallel line, C and F, and they are also on the same side of a transversal. So angle C and angle F is the next pair of interior angles. If line L parallel line M, then angle D plus angle E equals to 180 degree. Angle C plus angle F equals to 180 degree. It means if any transversal intersect two parallel lines at a different points, then the interior angles formed in this figure will be supplementary. Supplementary means sum of those two interior angle would be 180 degree. Pairs of alternate angles. Here we have a figure. In this figure, line X is transversal of line L and M. There are four pairs of alternate angles. They are classified as interior alternate angles and exterior alternate angles. It means there are two pairs of interior alternate angles and two pairs of exterior alternate angles. First we will see interior alternate angles. You can see that there is one word, interior means inside. Okay, so interior alternate angles are pairs of angles which are formed inside the parallel line. Okay, you can see in this figure angle D and angle F are inside the parallel lines and it is one pair of interior alternate angles. So make a note that the angle should be inside the parallel line and they would be the cross angle. You can see angle D and angle F are cross angle. So angle D and angle F is first pair of interior alternate angles. Angle C and angle E is the another pair of interior alternate angles. You can see that those two angles are also inside the parallel lines and they are cross angle. So angle C and angle E is the next pair of interior alternate angles. Now we will see exterior alternate angles. You can see there is a word exterior. Exterior means outside the parallel line. And look at in this figure, there are four angles outside of these two parallel lines. They are angle A, angle B, angle G and angle H. So in this figure, angle A and angle G is one pair of exterior alternate angles. Angle B and angle H is the next pair of exterior alternate angles. So angle A and angle G are outside of those two parallel lines and they are cross angle. Angle B and angle H are outside the parallel line and they are cross angles. So angle A and angle G is one pair of exterior alternate angles. Angle B and angle H is the next pair of exterior alternate angles. And if line L parallel line M, then angle D congruent angle F, angle C congruent angle E, angle A congruent angle G and angle B congruent angle H. It means if a transversal intersect two parallel lines, then alternate angles formed by them are congruent. Now we will see practice set 2.1. Let's start. In the figure, line RP parallel line MS and line DK is a transversal. Angle DHP equals to 85 degree. Find the measures of the following angles. Angle RHD, angle PHG, angle HGS and angle MGK. Let's start the solution. Measure angle DHP equals to 85 degree, right? You can look at this figure. Angle DHP equals to 85 degree, right? Look at this figure. Angle DHP and angle DHR forms linear pair. Therefore, sum of these two angles is 180 degree. Measure angle DHP plus measure angle RHD equals to 180 degree. Now here we will substitute measure of angle DHP as 85 degree. We will get 85 degree plus measure angle RHD equals to 180 degree. Now we will shift 85 degree to the right hand side of equal to. Therefore, measure angle RHD equals to 180 minus 85 degree. Therefore, measure angle RHD equals to 95 degree. Now we will find the second angle, angle PHG, congruent angle RHD, because they are vertically opposite angles. Look at this figure. Here angle PHG and angle RHD forms vertically opposite angle. Therefore, measure angle PHG equals to measure angle RHD. But measure of angle RHD equals to 95 degree. Therefore, measure angle PHG equals to 95 degree. Now we will find the third one. Here line RP parallel line MS and line DK is a transversal. Okay, therefore look at this figure. Therefore, measure angle HGS and angle DHP will be congruent. Why? Because they are corresponding angles. And we know that corresponding angles are congruent when the lines are parallel. Therefore, angle DHP congruent angle HGS by corresponding angle theorem. Therefore, measure angle DHP equals to measure angle HGS. Therefore, measure angle HGS equals to 85 degree. Now we will find the fourth one. Look at this figure. Here angle HGS and angle MGK are vertically opposite angles. And we know vertically opposite angles are congruent. Therefore, angle HGS congruent angle MGK. Therefore, measure angle HGS equals to measure angle MGK. But measure angle HGS equals to 85 degree. Therefore, measure angle MGK equals to 85 degree. Now here we have question number 2. In the figure, line P parallel line Q and line L and line M are transversals. Measure of some angles are shown. Hence find the measure of angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D. Let's start the solution. Measure angle A plus 110 degree equals to 180 degree because they forms linear pair. Look at this figure. Can you find angle A and 110 degree? Yes, you can see that they forms linear pair. Therefore, sum of these two angles is 180 degree. Therefore, measure angle A equals to 180 minus 110 degree. Therefore, measure angle A equals to 70 degree. We will consider this as equation number 1. So we got the first angle, angle A. Now we will find angle B. Here line P and line Q are parallel and line L is a transversal. Look at this figure. line P and line Q are parallel. You can see the red color one line, and line L is transversal of those two lines. Therefore, angle Z congruent angle A, because they are corresponding angle. You can see this figure. Can you find angle Z and angle A in this figure? Yes, you can see that angle Z and angle A are corresponding angles. Therefore, they are congruent. But measure angle A equals to 70 degree. That is from equation number 1. Therefore, measure angle Z equals to 70 degree. Look at this figure. In this figure, angle B congruent angle Z, right? Why angle B and angle Z are congruent? Because they are vertically opposite angle. Look at this figure. Angle B and angle Z are vertically opposite angles. Therefore, measure angle B equals to 70 degree. Now we will find angle C. Line P parallel line Q and line M is a transversal. Look at this figure. Here line P and Q are parallel and line M is transversal of those two parallel lines. Therefore, measure angle C equals to 115 degree by corresponding angle theorem. Look at this figure. Can you find angle C and 115 degree? Yes, yeah, you can see that. Angle C and 115 degree are corresponding angles. Therefore, they are equal. Now we will go for the fourth one. Measure angle D plus 115 degree equals 200 degree because they forms linear pair. Look at this figure. Can you find angle D and 115? You can see that they forms linear pair. They are adjacent angle. They forms linear pair. Therefore, sum of these two angle is 180 degree. Now we will simplify this further. We will shift 115 to that side of equal to. We will get measure angle D equals to 180 minus 115. Simplify. Therefore, measure angle D equals to 65 degree. Now here we have the next question. In the figure, line L parallel line M and line N parallel line P. Find the measures of angle A, angle B, angle C from the given measures of an angle. Let's start the solution. Consider angle D as shown in the figure. Look at this figure. Can you find angle D? Yes, look at over here. I'm going to take this angle as D. Okay. Line L parallel line M and line P is a transversal. Look at this figure. Here line L parallel line M and line P is a transversal. Therefore, measure angle D equals to 45 degree. Okay, because they are corresponding angle. Look at this figure. Can you find angle D and 45 degree? Can you? Look at this figure. Angle D and 45 degree. They are corresponding angle. Therefore, they are equal. Measure angle A plus measure angle D equals to 180 degree because they forms linear pair. Look at this figure. Can you find angle A and angle D? Yes, they forms linear pair. Therefore, sum of these two angle is 180. Now we will replace angle D by 45 degree. Therefore, measure angle A plus 45 degree equals to 180 degree. Now we will shift plus 45 degree to the right hand side of equal to. Therefore, measure angle A equals to 180 degree minus 45 degree. Therefore, measure angle A equals to 135 degree. Now angle B congruent angle A, right? Because they are vertically opposite angles. Look at this figure. Can you find angle B and A? Yes, you can see that. Angle A and angle B. They are vertically opposite angles. So they are congruent. Therefore, measure angle B equals to 135 degree since angle A is 135 degree. Now here line N parallel line P and line M is a transversal. Look at this figure. Here line N parallel line P and line M is a transversal. Therefore, angle C congruent angle A because they are alternate angles, right? You can see this figure. Can you find angle C and angle A? What kind of angles are they? They are alternate angles, so they are congruent. But measure angle A equals to 135 degree. Therefore, angle C equals to 135 degree. In the figure, sides of angle PQR and angle XYZ are parallel to each other. Prove that angle PQR congruent angle XYZ. Let's see we will go for the construction here. We will extend line XY and let it intersect ray QR at point M such that X dash Y dash M and Q dash M dash R. Look at over here, I'm going to extend line XY. Can you see that? I have extended. It intersects QR at point M. Now we will see the proof of this. Here ray YZ parallel ray QR and line XY is a transversal. Look at this figure. Ray YZ and ray QR are parallel and line XY is a transversal. Okay, look at this figure. Here angle XYZ and angle XMR are corresponding angles, right? And we know corresponding angles are congruent when the lines are parallel. Therefore, angle XYZ congruent angle YMR by corresponding angle theorem. Consider this as equation number 1. Now, ray XY parallel ray PQ and line QR is a transversal. Look at this figure. Can you find line ray XY and ray PQ? Yeah, you can see the figure, the brown color line, rays. Okay, they are parallel. And QR is a transversal, the yellow one, right? Therefore, angle PQM and angle XMR are congruent, right? Why they are congruent? Because they are corresponding angles. As the lines are parallel, so the corresponding angles are congruent. Therefore, angle YMR congruent angle PQM by corresponding angle theorem. We will consider this as equation number 2. Look at equation 1 and 2. They have one common angle, that is angle YMR. Therefore, angle XYZ congruent angle PQM from 1 and 2. And look at this figure, angle PQM. Can you find angle PQM? Yes, angle PQM can also be written as angle PQR because they are same angle with different name. Therefore, angle PQR congruent angle XYZ since Q dash M dash R. Now we will solve practice set 2.2. Let's start. Here we have question number 1. In the figure y equals to 108 degree and x equals to 71 degree, are the lines M and N parallel? Justify. Let's see the proof of this. Here it is given that y equals to 108 degree and x equals to 71 degree. Look at this figure. Here x and y are interior angles. If the sum of this two angles is 180 degree, it means if the interior angles are supplementary, then the lines are parallel. So here we are going to find out the sum of angle x and angle y. Okay, so angle x plus y equals to 108 degree plus 71 degree. Therefore, x plus y equals to 179 degree. It means x plus y is not equals to 180 degree. It means sum of these two interior angle is not a supplementary, or you can say here the sum of this two interior angle is not equals to 180. Hence, line M is not parallel to line N as it does not satisfy interior angle test for parallel lines. Here we have question number 2. In the figure, if angle A congruent angle B, then prove that line L parallel line M. Let's see the proof of this. Consider angle C as shown in the figure. look at this figure. I'm going to name one of the angle as angle C, right? You can see that I have taken a angle C opposite to angle A. Angle A congruent angle B. Angle A congruent angle B. Why? It's a given. Okay, you can see in this figure angle A and B are congruent. It's a given. Angle A congruent angle C, because they are vertically opposite angles. Look at this figure. Can you find angle A and C in this figure? Yes, you can see that angle A and angle C are vertically opposite angle, and we know vertically opposite angles are congruent. Now look at the equation 1 and 2. In 1, A is congruent to B. Angle A is congruent to angle B. In equation 2, angle A is congruent to angle C. It means angle A congruent angle B congruent angle C. It means all three angles are congruent. So I can say that therefore angle C congruent to angle B from equation 1 and 2. Look at this figure. Here angle C and B are corresponding angles, right? And we know if the corresponding angles are congruent, then the lines are parallel. Therefore line L parallel line M. Here we have next question. In the figure, if angle A congruent angle B, angle X congruent angle Y, prove that line L parallel line M. Look at the proof of this question. Here angle A congruent angle B, right? It's a given. Look at this figure. Can you find angle A and B? Yes, angle A and B. What kind of angles are they? They are corresponding angles, right? And we know if the corresponding angles are congruent, then the lines are parallel. Correct? So which two lines will be parallel in this figure? Line L and line M. Since corresponding angle formed by them are congruent. Therefore line L parallel line M by corresponding angle test. It's equation number 1. Angle X congruent angle Y. How we came to know? It's also given. Look at this figure. Can you find angle X and Y in this figure? You can see that angle X and angle Y are alternate angles, right? And we know if the alternate angles are congruent, then the lines are parallel. So which two lines will be parallel over here? Line M and line N. Why line M and line N are parallel? Because alternate angles formed by them are congruent. Therefore line M parallel line N by alternate angle test. That would be equation number 2. Look at equation 1. Here line L parallel line M, and equation 2 is line M parallel line N. Okay, so line L of equation number 1 and line N of equation 2 are parallel to line M. It means all three lines are parallel. So I can say that line L parallel line M parallel line N from 1 and 2. Therefore line L parallel line M. Here we have next question. In the figure, if ray BA parallel ray DE, angle C equals to 50 degree and angle D equals to 100 degree, find the measure of angle ABC. We will do construction here. Let's see what is the construction. We will extend line AB and let it intersect seg DC at point F such that A dash, B dash, F dash, H. Look at this figure. Here I'm going to extend line AB. Can you see that? I have extended line AB and it intersects seg DC at point F. And I've taken one more point H on this line such that A dash, B dash, F dash, H. Now look at this figure. Here ray DE parallel ray BA. You can see in this figure ray DE and ray BA are parallel. Therefore ray DE parallel ray AF or line AF, because they two are same line. Therefore angle D plus angle DFH equals to 180 degree. Okay, you can see this figure. Can you find angle D and angle DFH? You can see that angle D and angle DFH, they are interior angles, right? And we know interior angles are supplementary when the lines are parallel. Therefore angle D plus angle DFH equals to 180 degree. Now we will substitute here measure of angle D, which is given as 100 degree. Therefore 100 degree plus angle DFH equals to 180 degree. Now we will shift 100 degree to that side of equal to. Therefore angle DFH equals to 180 degree minus 100 degree. Therefore angle DFH equals to 80 degree. Look at this figure. In this figure, angle BFC congruent angle DFH. Look at this figure. Okay, can you see angle DFH and angle BFC? They are vertically upward angles, and we know vertically upward angles are congruent. So here it is given angle DFH equals to 80 degree. Therefore, look at this figure. Therefore, angle BFC will also 80 degree. Okay, now look at here. Here we have triangle BFC. Can you find triangle BFC? Yes, you can see angle ABC. Angle ABC is an exterior angle of a triangle BFC, and we know measure of exterior angle is equals to sum of its remote interior angle. So what is exterior angle in this figure? Angle ABC. And what are the remote interior angle in this figure? Angle BFC and angle C, the short name, that is BCF. Okay, therefore angle ABC equals to angle BFC plus angle C. Now we will substitute here measure of angle BFC and measure of angle C. Therefore angle ABC equals to 80 degree plus 50 degree. Therefore measure angle ABC equals to 130 degree. Here we have next question. In the figure, if ray AE parallel ray BD, ray AF is bisector of angle EAB and ray BC is bisector of angle ABD, prove that line AF parallel line BC. Let's see the proof of this question. Here ray AE parallel ray BD and seg AB is a transversal. Look at this figure. You can see that ray AE parallel ray BD and BA is a transversal. Therefore angle EAB congruent angle ABD, because they are alternate angles, and we know if the lines are parallel then alternate angles are congruent. Okay, therefore measure angle EAB equals to measure angle ABD. If they are congruent, so their measures will be equal. It is equation number 1. Now here AF, can you see in this figure, ray AF is bisector of angle EAB. Therefore angle FAB, okay, FAB is half of measure angle EAB. Since AF is a bisector of angle EAB, equation number 2. Okay, bisector means divides angle, it divides given angle EAB into equal angles. Therefore each angle means angle EAF and angle FAB will be half of angle EAB. Now look at this figure. Here ray BC is a bisector of angle ABD. It means this bisector divides angle ABD into equal angles, that is angle ABC and angle CBD, and each one would be half of angle ABD. Therefore measure angle ABC equals to half of measure angle ABD. Since ray BC is a bisector of angle ABD, it's equation number 3. Okay, therefore measure angle FAB equals to measure angle ABC from 1, 2, 3. Okay, look at the right hand side of equation 2 and 3. What it is? Half of angle EAB and half of angle ABD. So here angle EAB and angle ABD are equal. That we showed it in equation number 1. It means right hand side of equation 2 and 3 are equal. Therefore FAB equals to angle ABC. Okay, therefore angle FAB congruent to angle ABC. If the measures are equal, so definitely angles will be congruent. Look at this figure. Okay, here you can see angle FAB congruent angle ABC. Just now I have proved it. And what kind of angles are they? They are alternate angles, and we know if the alternate angles formed by two lines are congruent, then those two lines are parallel. Therefore, line AF parallel line BC by alternate angle test.